Hello, this is Anna Amelia from Northeast Animal Rights. We're absolutely delighted today to welcome Karin, who is the director of Mad Promotions, Vegivision, presenter of VegFest, and many, many other things as well. This is part of our Saturday Spotlight series of interviews. So welcome, Karin, and thank you very much for agreeing to join us.
Oh, I'm so happy to talk to you. I'm really nervous. I'm really excited. But I feel in safe hands because we're both vegan and we know we're going to be spreading a positive vegan message. Thank you, Anna. And
Exactly.
hello, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Exactly. Well, straight into the questions, if that's okay with you. So can you tell us a bit about your vegan journey? What was it that made you convert? And how did you get to where you are today in terms of being a vocal advocate?
Okay, so got to cast my mind way back. At first, my dad, who is one of my big inspirations, he went vegetarian. He watched the same program as Mike Mansfield, the QC. It was one of the first programs on Channel 4. And my dad, who was, a big meat eater, overnight said never again, not in my name, absolutely no way. And he knew no one. He didn't know about any books, he didn't know about anything. And we all thought my dad's a bit strange because I was only a teenager at the time. And he made all of this dehydrated food that you add water to, of course, and it really smelled. And but my dad said, look, I'm never going to force you to be anything. It's your decision. I can show you the window and it's up to you if you look out. And now we go, Dad, why didn't you make us look out of the flipping window? Why didn't you force us? Because we're all veggie now. There's 4 girls. I'm the oldest. And yeah, I picked up a book, and this booklet was at a Mind, Body, Soul, Spirit event. And it was written by the Supreme Master Ching Hai, who is very well known in America and Asia. And I opened this book. I went to the gym and I sat in the sauna and I thought, oh, I know, I'll read that book. And I just read that it didn't say meat. It said animal flesh. And it was as though an explosion had gone off in my mind. I'm going to get a bit emotional because I haven't talked about this for a long time. And I just thought, why hadn't anyone told me? I'm eating the rotting flesh of dead animals. There was no social media. It wasn't in the press, apart from like these scary animal rights activists that are out to get you. I just woke up. My life was never the same again. And I sat in the sauna. I couldn't get out of the sauna. I nearly fainted. I was bright red. I couldn't put this book down. And my life, I woke up. It was like the Matrix. Do you want to have this red pill or this blue pill? And I just felt more confident. I was doing something that made sense. And yeah, I went to W.H. Smith's and I found a book called Vegetarian Living. And I thought, wow, there's other people like me. And I opened it up and straight away read an article by Juliette Gallatley, who has become a wonderful friend. She's my inspiration for 25, 30 years ago. And I discovered Viva. So I kind of grew up with Viva since day one. And anyway, I'm rabbiting on, Anna. Tell me to shut up. You will not let me shutting up. This is my favourite subject, talking about anything to do with veganism. And yeah, I just really thought, why hadn't anyone told me about this before? And yeah, loads of things happened after that, really.
Yeah, we did interview Julie Gallatley as well, and she's one of my heroes because just because of the way she advocates, she's so very well educated. She knows her stuff. She's very articulate, very passionate. She's not a shouty protester sort of, but she's really, really good. And I just think she's an amazing role model, absolutely amazing.
Well, I remember going on demos and thinking, God, I wish I was like Juliette Gallatley. We'd be hanging out. There might be a demo with even 15 of us or something. One of them, it's the first time I met Wendy Turner Webster, who I'm very good friends with now. and TV presenter, author, you know, and she's the patron of Viva and you know, Vegan Society. And she was just this cool, confident woman going up to the manager of Tesco's. And I was just in awe of all of these people. And to think they're my friends and, you know, I've known them for so long. I feel very lucky. I really do. I don't want to cry because I've got all my makeup on, so I look nice for you, Anna, and your viewers. But it's just the best decision. Every day I wake up and I just think I am so lucky that I went vegan. I push my supermarket trolley with a flipping mask on now. Don't get me started on that, but and I'm so proud of my trolley. I'm so proud of supporting the small vegan businesses. It's hands down the most important decision that anyone will make in their life. There's nothing more important.
Yeah. So when I do when I sort of set the questions for people who I'm going to talk to, I always ask them about the animals in their life, and I was surprised when you told me that you don't have any animals. So is that because of the way because if you got so much going on, or have you had animals in the past?
No, you know what, it really is. And you know, I don't say that, oh, I'm the biggest animal lover. I respect animals. I'm not, you know, I was like it with babies, you know, everyone's sort of saying, oh, there's your baby or whatever. And oh, it's lovely, but yeah, thanks. I've got my son, of course, you know, but it's just not, it's not built into me. I mean, we didn't grow up with animals. My dad had a massive fish pond, massive, because he wanted the fish to have as much space as possible. And you have to give your companion animal so much love and attention. And I'm very, very busy with my veganizing, with my business, with my dreams, with my son. My son's got type 1 diabetes. So that's a handful as well. You know, my dad is older now and I've got to give him support. The past nightmare year, 2020, I had to take him to blood tests and hospital appointments. And, you know, even though he's a long-term vegan, he was never ill in his life, but he's got into his mid-70s now and there are some issues that need to be addressed. And I just think, how could I do all of this and give a companion animal my full love and attention? So I just support my friend, the Canine Angels, as much as I can. I'm an ambassador for Wet Nose and Wet Nose Animal Aid, Wet Nose Day. So I'm their ambassador. And I try to sort of think that I'm helping the bigger picture. But everybody's job is important. You know, everybody's companion animal is important. I mean, look, you know, my son, the first word he said was dog. When he was a little baby. And he still would love a dog. And he adores animals. He said to me, I think he was about 4, I can't remember. He said, Mum, I wish there were no animals on the earth. And I said, darling, why have you said that? And he said, well, because then nobody could be mean to them. And you know, I mean, I'm not saying no forever. I know there's many animals that need a nice home. I tell you what though, Anna, look, I've got to say, maybe this is controversial. I don't know if I wouldn't feel comfortable feeding an animal a meat product. I wouldn't like it. And you know, I know there's many vegans that have to do this. I don't know if I'm one of them, to be honest. I've never really said that out loud.
Yeah, well, we have rabbits and guinea pigs. So obviously, they're vegan animals anyway. But I mean, I know when I spoke to Hench Herbivore a couple of weeks ago, and
we love Hench, love you, Paul.
We do love Hench. And Gemma as well. And they had done an article.
I adore Gemma. She is lovely.
Yeah, we did. We talked about vegan cats because he'd done an article on that, and I thought that was quite interesting because obviously it's quite controversial. Everybody comes out with the cats are obligate carnivores, you know, but actually there's some really, really good research out there which says they don't have to be, and they can thrive on a vegan diet, you know. So I'm not trying to convince you to get a cat or anything, but I'm just saying. So going on then, so I know you're a trained actress, you're a presenter, public speaker, You've run your own theatre company, you're running your own PR company, you've got your own internet TV company, you've got your vegan dating agency, you're writing for a national magazine. Is there anything else I've missed out there? Is there anything else you still think you need to do?
Oh my gosh, when you list it like that, I think, really? My God, that's too much. But, you know, yeah, but we are sort of talking about over the past many, many years. And, you know, I remember saying to my dad, Dad, you have to have blue eyes to be an actress. And if you can see, my eyes are dark brown. So I was about 2 or 3, and I just always wanted to be an actress. And I did lots of acting, and I did my Lambda, I did some training at RADA, nothing ever full time because I was always working as well. I was my previous life, I was in private banking. So I was looking after super duper millionaires and organising vegan festivals in my lunch break or going to auditions. And I did like that. And it was fun. But then I sort of thought, I'm playing an abused girlfriend. I'm playing the dowdy character in one of Chekhov's plays. I'm playing an American tourist that gets blown up, you know, and I loved it. But then I thought, you know what? I kind of like me. I just like being me. Mm-hmm. And I was really nervous. You know, I got terrible stage fright. And I just didn't get that stage fright when I was being me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just thought I'm going to do some presenting. And I did presenting locally on a local magazine channel. And it was great fun. And I was flipping good. I really was good. I don't know why. I was just being me. And then I led on to doing some radio stuff. And I still do my radio. And yeah, it sort of just fitted in, and it's all built up to this moment. Everything I've done for my confidence, because I was always lacking in confidence. Everything has accumulated to me spreading the most important word, coaching journalists, coaching celebrities to be vegan, people that can influence others and inspire others. And you know, I even thought, I mean, even my school reunion, it was years ago now, but even that was all vegan, and it was made into a documentary. It was one of the first documentaries on Channel 5. And, you know, even all that was vegan. So no matter what I've done, it's always linked back into being vegan. Even my son, who's a lifelong vegan, you know, even having my son, it's to do with veganism. Tell me if I'm rabbiting on, Anna. I don't know. I'm just talking about my life.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I'm after. I mean, so with all these things you do, I mean, how are you managing to fit everything in? Do you ever have any time for yourself? And how do you relax and manage your own well-being?
Yeah. Okay. Well, my main thing now is my vegan PR business. So it's all well and good when I was in private banking and I earned an okay salary, and you know, you walked out of the building at 5:10 and you didn't give it a second thought until you went there the next morning. And now I run my own business, and I've been running my own business for 16 years, and it's flown by. And there's anyone that knows who runs their own business, you never switch off. There's always something to do. You were telling me earlier, Anna, about writing ideas down. I dream about my clients. You know, I come up with these ideas and these thoughts, people I can reach. I left my job because I wanted more time. And the ironic thing is there is no time when you run your own business. It's like your baby. So my main thing really is focusing on my vegan PR work. And that's my business. That's how I earn my living. I'm sort of just distracted because half my body keeps cutting out, and you can see more of Veg Fest. I don't know why. Maybe I've got to stop moving. I look like I've, you know, got some body parts keep disappearing. So that's really my main work, is my vegan PR business, and I get to work with vegan businesses, with charities. I help get them in the media, spreading a positive vegan message, and I absolutely love it. My spare time is really developing Veggie Vision TV. That's my dream and my passion. I love both equally. But the thing is with Veggie Vision, I'm in control. I'm in control of what gets featured on the website. When it gets featured, I can make decisions. But when you're doing PR, you know, you are beholden to that editor or that journalist or that producer. It's up to them what they feature, when they feature it. But I've got to say, you know, over the years, God knows what it adds up to, Anna. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of publicity for veganism. And, you know, that makes me happy. It made my clients happy. It makes my clients happy. And so but it's interesting.
You've touched on mad promotions there, mad for Make a Difference. So how did that come about as opposed to a traditional PR company with a variety of clients? Obviously, you're much more selective with your clients.
I have to be. I can't compromise my values. And, you know, I do appreciate everybody that wants to work with me. And I you know, I'm not so flipping rich that I can turn down money, but I cannot promote leather. I cannot promote goat's milk. And these are the types of people that have approached me in the past. And some of them have got really nice budgets. And I've had to say, thank you. However, until you do vegan shoes or vegan bags or a non-goat milk product, whatever it is, I can't work with you. And the funny thing is, it makes them want to work with me even more. It's so funny. But I do. I mean, I love the clients. I get very close to them. I've got a lovely client I work with, Chef Keith Squires. He's a whole food, plant-based, vegan chef with Ayurvedic yoga thrown into the mix. One of the nicest guys I've ever met. You know, we've got Vegetarian for Life, the charity. I'm so blessed to be working with them. They focus on that older person that might need support now. You know, we forget, Anna, that, you know, the vegans now, they haven't invented it. We're very lucky that we've got Greg's sausage rolls and you can buy a sandwich. That's great. But there are people that went veggie and vegan 80 years ago, 70 years ago. Some of them need support now in care homes, and we have to make sure that their values are met. So to get to work with Vegetarian for Life, as I say to Amanda, the CEO, all the time, I just feel so lucky. You know, a vegan happy, let's give Laurie a mention because we love Laurie.
We do.
You know, just the most loveliest people, and they want to make a difference through business. And I think that's a fantastic vehicle to make a difference for veganism through business. So, yeah, I could never work with anybody that wasn't making the planet a better place. That's for sure.
So in terms of the PR part of your job, we are obviously a small animal rights group. So what do you think we should be doing to maximise our sort of reach? You know, at the moment we've got, we start off with Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got Twitter. We've just set up a YouTube channel, which is kind of like just about in sort of like ready to go in the next sort of like few weeks. So what do you think we should be doing in terms of pushing our message?
Okay, Anna, that's a great question. And I hope your viewers might want to support you. They might want to set up their own group or find another local group. I can't quite remember when it was that I thought, right, I'm setting up a vegan group. It was 20 years ago, about 20 years ago. And what I did, I still think is valid now. Look, I love social media. It's great. It's great for spreading the message. It's great for keeping in contact with people. But don't forget your old school roots. Don't, you know, that they can still have a really big impact. I mean, the things we used to do, I mean, I trained people in my group, which was called Vegan Essex and Viva Essex, because we were a big part of Viva. I trained several of them to be school speakers. And so we'd go into schools and we'd give talks. A lot of that, again, was with the support of Viva. I think other animal groups do this as well. Say with all what's going on in the planet, I don't know how well that will go down at the moment, but that was a really nice thing when the time is right. still writing into the press, writing into the media, organising events, organising information stalls. I mean, my festivals, again, 18 years ago, we had no passing traffic, but I still managed to get 700-800 people there.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, that's a really great way to promote veganism. And I still remember some of the comments now from 20 years ago, people coming up to me saying, you know, my daughter dragged me here and I thought all vegans were weird. And I've come here and I've realised they're just regular people and the food is great. And, you know, but holding film showings, I still like the old school kind of stuff. Getting into the media, are there local personalities or celebrities? What can you do? You know, can you talk to them? Can you hook into Veganuary? Be friends with your local newspaper, get them to see that you are the local go-to person, get on radio, do everything you can to spread a positive vegan message.
I mean, some of the things you've mentioned there, I've kind of forgot that we already do this. I mean, we're starting obviously with lockdown, the restrictions easing. We've got our first event this Saturday in Newcastle. So by the time this goes out, hopefully we'll have been doing loads by then. And also I'll run the Tyneside Vegan Festival. Again, this was supposed to have happened last May and it got cancelled. Now we know we can put it back on, but obviously we can't put it on in May. So we're now going to run it next year. So that's another thing. And the school speakers, I'm a trained school speaker for Animal Aid. So I did that last week. And the good thing about, I suppose there's obviously pros and cons to the lockdown because you do things in a different way. So I've done much more on social media than I've ever done. But the school speaker stuff, where I would normally physically go into schools which are in my locality, I've actually done virtual talks. So I was doing a school in Sheffield last week, you know. I mean, I wouldn't do that normally. So these are all kind of like things we are trying to do to push the message out.
Excellent. I think that's great. I didn't even think about doing virtual school talks. I think that's a fantastic idea.
As long as the IT works.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Because schools' internet's not always reliable. That's the thing. That's the problem I had. And then the fire alarm went off halfway through one of the sessions as well. But it was really good because I mean I spoke to in the space of 3 days. I spoke to probably about 120 kids, you know, which is really, really good. And obviously the teachers sitting there listening as well. So,
you know, it's got to be one of the most rewarding things that I've done, and the most scariest. You know, I was in a school in East London. And this is going back a few years, of course, but you know, it was in a bit of a poor area, and I just really liked speaking to these kids, and they didn't know what vegetarian was, let alone vegan. They didn't know. And then I saw them after lunch, and the difference in these kids' behaviour was unbelievable. They'd all had fizzy pop, they'd all had shite food. They were a different class. I had some of the kids, because when I went, it was in person, and they were spitting out the vegan cheese that I took, showing off to each other. And I thought, I don't care really, because you're going to remember that person coming in to talk about veganism. You might not remember all your teachers you see every day, but something different, it will stand out. A few weeks later, I went to a school in Essex, very nice school, and they all knew what vegetarian was. They all knew a vegetarian or a vegan. And I thought, you know, that's nice. And I got a nice reception. They were all very polite. I thought I'd rather go back to the school in East London. I remember one school I went to, there were classes and classes. They packed them all in. I was really nervous. There was loads of teachers. And afterwards, I said, oh, how comes there were so many teachers? And she said, oh, you know, there were some really untoward kids and we worried they might have caused trouble or got violent. And I thought, great, I'm glad you didn't tell me before. They were eating out of the palm of my hand. They absolutely loved it. They loved it. So I hope,
Yeah.
You know, and these people are adults now. I hope some seeds were planted.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I've always said that, you know, you don't know within all those people you're talking to, if just one person goes vegan, that's hundreds of animals they've saved in a year. So it's worth doing it just for that reason. So no matter if you've got 100 people in front of you, if literally just one person, it's all worth it. So going on, you were mentioning, I know you talked about the sort of like you know, people, older people in care homes and things. But in terms of something else you do, the you know, the vegan dating agency, how did you realise there was a gap in the market? And do you think, I know it's vegetarian and vegan dating agency, do you think it'll ever progress to being just solely vegan?
Well, you know, I mean, when I set it up, it really had to be veggie and vegan.
Yeah.
And very, very recently, I just asked people, I put some feelers out, and it was probably 90% said, keep it as vegetarian and vegan. Now, you know, I don't even know if the word vegetarian exists anymore. Is anybody vegetarian? I just hear of people going vegan.
Yeah.
Things are vegan. You buy products suitable for vegans.
Yeah.
I don't even know about, no one sort of said this is a new vegetarian product.
Yeah.
So, you know, I really was in two minds. I'm still in two minds, really. But, you know, look, I love running my vegetarian vegan dating site. I do call it a vegan dating site. I absolutely love it. It's very hard to fit everything in. I mean, the technology, Anna, cost about £5 million. The technology, I didn't pay for that. Oh my God. I've teamed up with the company. The company approached me. And it was at a time when I was getting loads of people saying, Karin, I want to meet a like-minded person. You know people. Can you help me? What can I do?
Yeah.
I've had people say to me, Karin, I don't want to be with my husband anymore. He refuses to understand.
Yeah.
And you know, it's causing relationship problems.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I've got a very good friend, Sylvia Milton. Sylvia, I love you to pieces. We had a good chat yesterday, and she is a passionate vegan. She's a very high-end psychologist, sexual therapist, relationship expert. She was the agony aunt for LBC, the radio station, and she is going to be the relationship guidance expert for Veggie Vision dating. So we've got a real fantastic expert on board. To be honest, it's all about time. I would love to see it grow. It will only grow when more people pay to join. And I know that is a sticky point. Look, I'm not doing this to make money. I'm busy enough with my real work, you know, with my life. But I would love to see it grow. But I cannot pay Google with love. I cannot place an advert and help it grow just because, you know, please help.
Yeah.
You know, everything, even working with other, you know, vegan groups, working with vegan media, they will all charge me. So I've kept it going organically. I've sent newsletters. I've run speed dating sessions. On my radio show, we've given relationship advice. I do all what I can, and I get good feedback. But at the end of the day, I need more people to go, support, like the social media, help me grow so I can help connect like-minded people. I've had world-class sports people. I've had TV presenters. I've had business people. I've had women entrepreneurs. I've had loads of people just saying, Karin, I really want to meet that someone special, and can you help me? And so you guys out there, you help me, I help you.
I think it is really important though to have that sort of, it's like a safe space, isn't it? It's such a kind of, you're in such a vulnerable position when you're looking for love, and you need to have like a safe space to talk about veganism. I know that. So my husband, I mean, I was vegetarian when I met my husband, and he was a meat eater. And I didn't give it much thought at the time, apart from because he came to my home. I told him that you're not going to bring any meat in the house. So anything he had to have in his own flat or somewhere else. But very quickly he went vegetarian. So we're both vegetarian. I went vegan. He followed very quickly. And now I'm kind of looking back thinking, if I was single, I would not date anyone who was not at the very least vegetarian, and hopefully vegan, you know. So this is a really, really good way. What you're doing is a really good way of literally finding people who are, you know, like-minded, because I think it's not just like a diet, it's the whole mindset, isn't it? It's the, you know, that straight away, you know, like everybody in our group, no matter, we've all got different backgrounds and different jobs and everything, but we know straight away we've got a single thread running through, which is veganism.
Yeah, it's your highest core value. It's your passion. It's your life. You want to share that with somebody. You want to be excited because there's a new vegan product, or hey, should we go to a demo, or should we go to Veg Fest together? You know, and I mean, look, Hannah, as well, I've been told some absolute horror stories from simply, you know, being on a dating app, messaging people, and the person comes back and says, you're a vegan, and the person's blocked. You know, there's been on people's profiles, no vegans. Do you really want to see that? Come along to a safe place, help that safe place grow. Look, I liken what I'm doing to a vegan cafe. That vegan cafe, they work their socks off. If they gave all of their food away all day long, they wouldn't have a business. They couldn't promote veganism. They're not doing that to become millionaires. They're doing that because they want to make a difference. It's like me with the dating site. You know, yes, there's a free option, come along, there's a paid option. It's just like any other dating site. But, you know, somebody said to me, oh, I shouldn't have to pay. Somebody somewhere has got to pay. And then they said, oh, everything's free on Facebook. No, it's not. You're bombarded with adverts. You know, somebody somewhere has to pay. And I'd love to see it grow, Anna. It's so nice. And when I run my speed dating sessions and I match people, and then afterwards they've connected, I've had people say that I've changed their life. And
but it is a life, it can be a life-changing thing. So I think it's fantastic that you're doing that. You know, it's kind of what you're doing is, it's like you're looking after the old vegans, the old vegetarians. You're also looking after the singles. It's you know, it's really, really good. So we've had, obviously we're coming out of lockdown now, and I know by the time that this interview airs, it'll be, hopefully we'll have had a great summer. But lockdown we've had a number of different restrictions placed on us over the last sort of year. You know, what have you missed most?
You know, I've got to say, I've really quite enjoyed a more simpler way of life. I've discovered nature walks. I've discovered things 5 minutes from my house, and I've been here 20 years and I never knew these beautiful lakes. You know, I'm in Essex, you know, so it's brought, I feel like my family have got closer. It's been hard when I've got loads of work to do, and you know, I know my son's downstairs and he's 14, so he's a bit older, but he's still got to fend for himself. You know, and my husband's here, so we're all here. It's been tough, but you get used to it. You know, saying to my dad to come round for dinner. I've been able to support him for the last part of the lockdown because he needs the medical support, so I have seen him. I've missed doing my radio show, Phoenix FM. I had a weekly show for 3 years, and I had the best guests, most brilliant people, and I just felt when the time's right, I will go back in, because we're working from home. And as I said, my son, you know, lifelong vegan, adores being vegan, but he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which ironically is nothing to do with food. It is an autoimmune condition. And I've got to bear that in mind. You know, no matter what my personal views are about the situation and COVID and vaccinations and all of that goes with it, I still have to put my son first and my dad. So I've missed in a way not doing my restaurant reviews for Veggie Vision. That's always fun. But to be honest, you know, overall, I've kind of quite liked the past year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What about you, Anna?
Well, I think There's two things I think I've missed mostly. Being able just to have the freedom to go to a vegan restaurant. We have a fantastic one in Newcastle called Supernatural, and just being able to go up there and have a treat, sitting there, the people are lovely, the food's lovely, it's a safe space. But also on a more human level, being able to hug people. I didn't realize how much I hug people, and I really miss it. I think I'm going to literally just go up to people randomly in the street and hug them, because I just miss, I miss being able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, my son is such a hugger. Every 2 minutes, he wants to give me a hug. And sometimes I'm like, get off, just put my makeup on, just wash my hair or put my cream on. But it's been sad, but we've made a joke of it. We've sort of like done air hugs when I've seen my mum at a distance or my dad. So yeah, hugs has been quite sad, but my mum said I don't really like hugging anyway, and my sister, and I wind them up and they're like, oh, go away. Yeah, you're flipping air hugs. But yeah, that is a sad thing. And you've got to think, I have taken you back. We haven't mentioned I've taken you back to Veg Fest here, London and India. And that's my stage, all the lovely people in my audience. And when you go to Veg Fest, you might not have seen someone from the previous year. And so many people come up, they want to give me a hug, blah blah blah. So I got hundreds of hugs at Veg Fest, and now who knows what's going to happen? Will we go back to hugging?
I hope so. I think it's a very human. I think it's a fundamental need, really, to be able to touch people. But I hope so. Who knows? So what's next for you then?
I think on a personal level, I want to really get back into my health and fitness. I feel like the past year that's stopped. Done the best I can, but I've really focused on my work. On a personal level, again, I really want to be there more for Callum, my son. I get very distracted and very focused on what I need to do. So, that's on a personal level. On a business level, I can really see my vegan PR business expanding. However, Anna, my dream has always been to have my vegan TV program. That's been my dream for so many years. Even when I made my pilot TV program, I had people coming back saying, we will never, ever have a vegan program on TV. That's the response I got. So I've plugged away with Veggie Vision. It's, it is a labour of love. I would love to see that grow. That would be lovely, that I could spend more time on Veggie Vision TV, get to do more filming again, because I do love it. I feel like a bit like, what's that lovely lady, Ruby Wax?
Yeah.
When I just love her style and nosing around people's fridges and, that's what I want to do. I want to go into Leona Lewis or Russell Brand or whatever and find out how vegan they are and what they eat and what they do. And, so I've got great ideas. It's just the time to fit it all in. And, lockdown has obviously stopped so many things. It's brought other things, like we can do this, which is wonderful. But love to get back on my radio show and just carry on veganising. That sounds like a film, doesn't it? Carry on camping, carry on veganising.
with only vegan actors in it.
Starring Karin and Anna.
with Chef Dee Radley doing all the catering on
we love Chef Dee Radley. She's awesome. She's such a her story is fantastic as well. But I get to hang out with the most wonderful people. I feel very, very blessed, and none of it would happen if I didn't have gone vegan. So, and I have Joanne Brown, who originally ran the Vegan Prisoner Support Group. She was the person that inspired me to go vegan when she gave me some Swedish glaze ice cream, and I hung out with her for the day, and I thought, people were going to prison for their vegan beliefs. How dare I not be a vegan? That was it. I had to be vegan, and I love it.
Yeah. So that's all the questions we've had. We've got for you today. So it's been absolutely fascinating. The time has just flown by. It's been brilliant.
I know. Oh, Anna, thank you. What's next for you? Just quickly tell me. What's your plans? Because I've rabbited on. I was going to ask you questions.
we're going to get back into our grassroots stuff, doing obviously our events and things. Working with some other groups. We're working with a group in Scotland as well. Pushing, like I said, the YouTube channel. So just trying to keep on, like you know, I'm going to start using your verb now, veganising things, veganising the world.
Yay! It's got to be done. If you're thinking of going vegan, just do it. It's just the very best decision. None of this, oh, I'm going to stop it for a day. Just flipping go vegan. It is not hard. I didn't know what I was doing. Nothing's ever gone wrong for me. And, you know, it's just better for you, better for the planet, and the animals love it as well.
Exactly, they do. That's a good way to end on, actually. The animals love it too. So thank you very much, Annie. Thank you very much for giving up your time this morning. So this is Anna Amelia talking to Karin Ridgers, and saying thank you very much from everybody at North East Animal Rights, and good luck for everything you do as well in the future. I'm going to end recording. There you go. Right, sorry, I was just looking for the record button there. I just lost it.
I just rabbited on. Oh my God, I hope